Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It's Thursday evening, and we'll go through the market. There's also a college game on Miami Hurricanes, and somebody's on Ole Miss, I think it is, and they're playing some kind of bowl game. I'll keep you posted on that. And then the housing sector is going to get rocking and rolling. You could have just saw my post I just put out there. And thanks to Zach, he had tweeted that out to me, what Trump had said. And yeah, that sector is going to get rocking and rolling. So we're going to go through all that as well, and we're going to see what's popping. So let's get through it all. Information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And of course, we're going to be talking about tomorrow. The Supreme Court is going to rule on the tariff. So let's go through everything, see what we're looking at. Janica, how are you this evening? And Laptop Travel, everybody else that's hanging out, Zach and Robin and all of you guys. I know Luis Rodriguez is taking the night off. He has a play he's going to. He got last minute tickets, he told us. So there you are. Thank you, Laptop Travel. I actually just jot them down, but it'll be easy for me to go through them like that. So appreciate it. Laptop Travel actually thought I wasn't doing a show. He misread and thought Luis Rodriguez was my post, because we have a group chat there, and he didn't send me over the Laptop Travel list. I was like, wow, I hope everybody's okay, because Asian Jolie, I haven't heard from her yet, and I reached out to her, so I hope everything's okay with Asian Jolie. The only other time this has happened, she was in the hospital, so we're thinking about Asian Jolie. So Asian Jolie, if you're okay and everything's good, reach out, and we'll see how you're doing. So prayers to you. I'm not sure what's going on, so we'll see what's happening. Hopefully she responds in the next day or so. And yeah, Laptop Travel thought I wasn't doing a show, but we're here. We're always here. So here we go. Sam, how are you? And there you go, keeping you company on your 2-hour drive home. Well, there you go, Sam. You know, we'll be hanging out and keeping you company. How about that Fly X today? And Laptop Travel, I know you guys were talking about this. I don't know who was talking about it. Ben, you. This thing went crazy today, like 130% right there. Fly exclusive. And Starlink dealership announced that they were going to start selling it. I don't know what the heck they were talking about, but anyway, this one went crazy too. This is another one that we always look at, and it's CGTL right there, Creative Global Technology, and then it went up even more in the after hours. Wow, I didn't even see that. So that was blasting off. PAPLs at Pineapple Financial. UAVS right there, guys. That one was jumping up right there, and ELVN running up as well. So we'll take a look and see. ONDS wasn't too bad today. It did spike up, did pull back a little bit, but it was up today, and we'll see what else is going to be looking at. And you and Ben both mentioned it. It was up over 98%, and it went over 150% for the 4 a.m. Warriors right there. So there you go with that Fly X this morning. So that was cruising along, and let's cruise along and see what's going on. ONDS right here. Look at this thing. It was running up today, that's for sure. And like I said, it did spike up pretty high in the very early morning right there, and then it dipped down and then just kind of flattened out right there. Still looks pretty decent, I would say, but it almost looks like it's trying to top out. But you can see it's still in the top right here, and looks like it wants to continue to run up. As you can see, it's pretty strong. So we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting one. Maybe in the market in the morning, the market runs prior to the Supreme Court tariff ruling. I don't know what time that is. Laptop Travel, Sam, anybody know what time that's supposed to be? I have no idea. I just know it's tomorrow, and maybe there isn't a specific time because it's the Supreme Court and they can just do whatever they want and tell you at any point in the day. It could be in the afternoon, at night, who the hell knows. But anyway, I would assume it's going to be regular hours for the Supreme Court, and it's a Friday, so we'll be keeping our eyes on that. You know that you're going to see the market react to that bad boy real quick. That's for sure. And here is Galaxy right here. It was down a penny. It's just kind of hanging out. Nothing real crazy. Crypto, Bitcoin not looking bad. Bitcoin's at 91,194. Ethereum 3,100 again, 3,112. And Solana's almost at 140. It's at 139.03. So it's 139. It's in the high 130s right there. And Ripple's at 213. Cardano's at 39. So yeah, crypto not looking too bad. We're hitting the 20 here. I'll look at it real quick for you guys. We'll check it out while we're talking about it right here. And we knew it was pulling back. It was no surprise. And where did I say it was going to come back to? Because your 20 and 50 were meeting. And that's exactly where it came down to. And it looks like it should roll right off. This is what I was explaining yesterday. And Ethereum's kind of doing the same thing. So we'll see if that holds right there and they roll off. Even if they cross through a little bit They've been easily crossing right back up with no problem, as you can see right around here. So they shouldn't have an issue, but they're not even hitting the 20 and 50 for all of them. So they should be good to go and bounce right off that area and then get cruising up a little bit more. So that's what they look like. They all look similar, and that is what Bitcoin's doing. Like I said, it does look like it has that green look, like it wants to bounce right off that 2050 look and roll off the MACD, go a little higher, continue. And then again, you know what's going to happen, guys? This bullish channel is going to be strange because it started it down here, and it's actually going to work off of that still, I think. I don't think it's going to work off of where the tax selling came, and that was definitely tax loss selling right there in that area. I think this thing's going to get cruising back up here, and you never see this, but you're going to see it with Bitcoin, and it's going to jump up and still run off of that channel right there. Remember, I was telling you guys before, when it started to first get into that bullish look, and then we got wrapped up into this tax loss selling, it does look like this next boost up there is going to continue back up and then keep it into the bullish channel that it should be in. It just looks like it had like a little lull right there. I don't know if I've ever seen something like that. If it continues to do exactly what I'm saying, I don't think that would be the first time I'd ever seen something like that. But again, I knew something was going on. It was getting bullish, and then we discovered that it was tax loss selling with Bitcoin, which never happens before. Would never happen before, I don't think. Not to the extent that it was happening this year, that's for sure. So it was jacking things up right there, but very interesting. We definitely identified everything going on right there and got to the bottom of it. So there you go. That's what your crypto looks like in Galaxy. Again, a little bit of pullback in the 1 cent up in a little bit in the after hours. ASTS right here was back up and looking pretty good. And there you go. Scotia Bank downgraded them yesterday, and they didn't seem to care today. So it just kind of jumped up early, had a little pullback, and then kind of ran right up there. So there you go with your ASTS. That's AST Space Mobile. And UMAC, this was a play this morning we had, and UMAC hit our target right there, and it went right up first thing this morning. So that's all you needed right there. Look at that thing. And then it had a huge dip. So you do have to lock in those profits pretty quick, I must say. They don't go up forever, but we do hit the targets. And when it hits the target, you kind of know it's bouncing back down. This nuclear looks really good. It was looking good the other day. And I think nuclear might be a good play for tomorrow. We'll look at Oklo and SMR real quick. I think Oklo was up again, wasn't it today? Let me see. Excuse me. Okay, well, let me see. OKLO right here. Oh, it finished flat. I know it was up a little bit at some point. Let me see. Yeah, I did see it spike up, and then it ran back up, and then it just kind of finished up there flat, but not looking bad right there. A little pullback in the after hours. We'll see if it gets up and rolling up again. It's going to really get cruising for OKLO, and then your SMR right here is that new scale, and that was up a little bit, and another one looks like it's setting up. So I think the nuclear sector is looking pretty good tomorrow, guys. You might want to keep an eye on that. The court's decision typically comes around 10 a.m. Eastern, though they don't confirm cases in advance, and SCOTUS can announce when they want. But yes, during regular hours, we're sure we're going to get it, and probably, I would think by lunchtime is what I think, to be honest with you. But I can't guarantee anything on that because I have no clue. It's just it's the Supreme Court, the SCOTUS. They'll do what they want. But I would assume they already have it figured out, and they're just going to come out and read what the decision is. I don't think that they're going to be really debating it tomorrow morning to figure it out. I'm pretty sure they have the decision made, and they're coming out to tell us. So that's why I assume it would be before lunch, and then they can go have their nice lunch and go home for Friday and hang out with the family and all that good stuff. But anyway, so we'll see what happens tomorrow with the tariff and the Supreme Court decision. It's going to be very interesting, that's for sure. And we're definitely going to be all over that. You know that. So nuclear will be all over that too. Rocket Lab jumped up early this morning, then pulled back there. It still doesn't look bad in the top, though, I must say. And how are you, Larry? We'll get to them bad boys as well. And yeah, so Rocket Lab not looking too bad in the top. It does have that like topped out kind of look, but you don't know. Tomorrow they could bounce up. It does have a strange look. And again, they may bounce up first thing in the morning, and and then come down depending on the Supreme Court, or they may just bounce up and keep running. You can't really tell. You have a Supreme Court decision on tariffs tomorrow. Have no idea what's going to happen right there. We'll go through everything and see if we can figure it out when we hit the SPY, Qs, and everybody else. And let's see, UAVS, Trump's defense budget hike announcement sparked the sector-wide surge in drone stocks right there. And this one running up like 45%. And remember, we put this on the list but perfect timing, guys. It was like right there at 82 cents. I think it's like double now since we had it, since we added it here. So there you go with that one. EOSE, that electrical part one, looks like it's trying to run up in the after hours as well. So let's look at it right here. It's not too bad. It does look like it's trying to curl up, EOSE. So that's another one to keep an eye on right there. And ABTC, let's look at the Trump company crypto companies. And let's see, we should call them the crypto companies right there. And it's 3-0. The Hurricanes are beating Ole Miss. And it's the VRBO Fiesta Bowl this evening. So that's who's playing in that game. And I'll keep you guys posted. 3-0. The Hurricanes are up on Ole Miss right there. And it is the first quarter with 5 minutes left, 5:42 left there. And this is ABTC, and that's American Bitcoin Corp. And it's not looking too bad right there. Like I said, Bitcoin's looking pretty good to try to continue up again. Pew looks like it's going to bounce back down a little bit right there. NCPL ran the other day and was looking pretty good. So let's see what it wants to do. It doesn't look bad right there. I have to say, NCPL, just be careful because it's a Trump company one, but it does not look bad. Acquisition of that Iverson Designs AI assets, and that looks like it was yesterday. And yeah, so it did jump up there. It spiked up a little bit today. You can look at it tomorrow. It might run around. I already gave you my opinion on all these, but they are interesting ones, and I think our bottoms are in on them. That's for sure. So we'll be just keeping an eye. And here's your PSQH, BMNR, and that's just kind of hanging out there. BMNR. This looks like it wants to cruise now that Ethereum wants to run back up here. So definitely take a look at this thing. It does look pretty good right there for tomorrow. That could be a good play for tomorrow with crypto bouncing back off the 2050 area right there, Larry. So keep an eye on that. And SBET right here, the good old SharpLink Gaming. Let's see what this is up to. That's not looking too bad either. And obviously another crypto Ethereum treasury right there. UPXI is the Solana one, and that's also up in a good spot. They did have a nice little run up. They bounced up, pulled back, but they're ready to continue up. And like I was just explaining with Bitcoin and crypto, I'm glad we did that in the beginning because it just makes perfect sense. As you see these guys doing the same exact thing, you can see what Bitcoin's going to do. And it's going to be one of them charts that you never saw before because I had that tax law selling, I'm telling you. And I was going over that at the beginning, kind of showing everybody. So I'll break it down again in a little bit. But yeah, that's UPXI looking good. And if you like Solana, they're the biggest Solana treasury one. And I'm drinking my water with my lemon juice and my Himalayan salt. So we'll see what happens. I said I'd try it for 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna go get some blood work. We'll see what they say. It'll be crazy, guys, if my cholesterol levels go all normal. I'll be amazed. I would say my sister figured out like something a miracle, but we'll see what happens. I can't promise you anything, but I'll tell you what, it changed her. That's for sure. So hopefully it works for everybody. That would be awesome. And it would be pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. But UPXI looking pretty good right here. ORBS, and let's see, that one's been in a constant struggle down here, and we'll obviously watch this thing to see when it wants to finally really get moving. FGNX is not too bad right there, and that does look like it's going to curl right up. And that's another Ethereum treasury. Look at that, F20 going to meet up with the 50 again. It should curl up tomorrow, honestly, and get cruising with Ethereum looking pretty good. So FGNX has definitely been a good one. QMCO right here, let's look at it because it looks like it's trying to bounce back up. Look at that. Look, I saw it today. I said, wow, these things look pretty good right here. QMCO, yeah, I would say that's a decent look for us. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So let's definitely go through the rest of them. I know which one was flying today. Good old RCAT. This was cruising right there at the aerospace and defense. But let's look at the rest of them. RGTI right here. This looks really good, guys. I think RGTI getting set up. I think we definitely want to keep an eye on that bad boy right there. That could be cruising relatively soon as tomorrow, possibly. So, and again, the market's just kind of teetering right there, waiting on the Supreme Court tariff deal decision. It's not a deal, it's a decision, so we'll call it a decision. And yeah, we're just waiting for that tomorrow. But QUBT looking pretty good right there. These quantum computing ones, quantum and computer hardware ones looking pretty good. That's quantum quantum, whatever the heck it's called. What the heck is it called? I totally forget. Quantum computing. That's what I thought. Couldn't even say it. D-Wave quantum right here. QBTS. That did pull back a little bit. This is usually the good one that runs up when they want to. So we'll have to see, because it's hitting the support line right here. And it could easily bounce tomorrow. So that could be a really good opportunity. So just keep an eye on that one. And then your QTUM is your Defiance Quantum ETF. And it was down today. It's hitting that support line. So it is kind of interesting, because some of them look good. Some are pulling back. The Defiance was pulling back right there. The ETF. This QSI's just kind of been sitting flat right there. IONQ is up a little bit right here. And that thing looks pretty good. That one looks good. And RGIT right? RGTI. What the heck am I talking about tonight? RGTI, IONQ. These two bad boys look pretty good right here. And obviously RCAT right here ran big today. So there you go with them. And Z Space right here up a penny today. Look at that thing just hanging on for dear life. It still looks relatively good, Laptop Travel. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Not like it's going anywhere, but we'll definitely watch it. I think it'll have to get squeezed between this 20 and 50 to actually get moving the way it's been down, unless they just have some crazy good news come out. But that'll get it moving finally. And obviously, we're keeping an eye on that. But there's your quantum and computer hardware ones right there. So let's continue on our list and move on to healthcare right here. And UNH, that was back up today. I'm telling you, this thing looks really good, guys. And it should continue to run up. You're going to have some pullback days. I think them red days are going to be good days to buy this bad boy. It looks like that's what it looks like right now. And Oscar, that was up today. I know that, but that has, it looks really good. It was up. Oh, wow. Look at it in the after hours. Well, yeah, it looked really good. It was up. It had that red candle right there, but nah, look at that thing. That's up. That's going to continue to move tomorrow. Watch Oscar right there for tomorrow. That looks real good. And then if I could type right here, MOH is one that we've been looking at, and it was up today. I know that, and it looks like it wants to run up. So that healthcare sector not looking bad right there for tomorrow as well. So definitely keep an eye on them couple right there. And Open Door was up today, 5%. Starting to look good, I must say. I saw the door is starting to open up again for this one. So maybe this is going to be a play again. Look at that thing running up through the 50. I would say that's going to keep that momentum right there, guys, for Open Door. Definitely keep an eye on that tomorrow on a Friday. ASST right here is another one they're trying to pump up. It's just kind of hanging out, but doesn't have a bad look. So you can keep an eye on that one as well for the penny stock world right there. And that is ASST and Open Door, the ones that get pumped by them dudes that I always forget their names. Laptop Travel tells me every single time. I completely forget every single time. It's kind of bizarre. But anyway, so Nasdaq right here, I'm telling you, this one's looking really good, guys. I would say Nasdaq getting set up right there. And all you Discorders, I think you guys know it's definitely getting set up. But yeah, this one's looking really good, guys. So Ross and crew in there, definitely keep an eye on Nasdaq tomorrow. I think that's going to be a good play. And that's going to get rocking and rolling. Almost has that IMRX look before it got cruising. Look at that dip right there, guys. Holy cow. 28% plunge. I think it plunged more than that. I'm not going to lie. And honestly, their data wasn't even that bad. It's just the fact that people are the data showed a 64% overall survival rate at 12 months, nearly double the historical 35. That's what I was saying yesterday. I didn't even read this thing. I don't even know if it was out yesterday, to be honest with you, that report right there. Not that I care or looked at it, but I was telling you guys this anyway. And I was saying, guys, this thing, the fact that it was in the 60, the fact that they kept 60% people alive for 12 months with pancreatic cancer is a miracle. I mean, that's unheard of. You could see the data right here. I wasn't looking at it yesterday, but where the heck did it go? Here it is. But that's what the data. It's usually a historical 35% benchmark for standard care. And so yeah, that would be for your 12 months. I'm telling you, people don't last that long on pancreatic cancer. This thing's an evil one. It gets people pretty quick generally. It's nasty, and it's yeah, it's a rough one. So for 65% of the people to be able to stay alive, you're almost doubled what the standard practice can do. Well, Eric Jackson and Mike Alfred Dykes. I just stop in the middle of saying stuff. But yeah, it's almost double the what the normal practice can even do. And like I said, they're lucky they can stay 3 to 6 months. I'll be honest with you, 12 months, you can see 35%, pretty low. And yeah, so 65%, you got more than half of the people. I was completely impressed when they said it, but Ben was like, it wasn't enough. And I'm like, well, it's definitely amazing. I'm telling you right now, that's pretty incredible. But I don't know. I guess Wall Street doesn't think it's enough. Clearly, they don't think it's enough because look at it. It's way down here. I still think it's going to be a great opportunity. Let it dip down. And honestly, we played this thing perfectly the other day. I got options on it. Not many. I didn't load up too much, but I did get a couple of them just for the action. And I got rid of them because I said to Ben, I even told him to sell the options before the day was over and keep the shares. That way he could trade them and get out of it in the after hours if it did this. And it certainly did. And I said any little flaw in that data is going to make this thing dip hard because it was up 25% that day. But yeah, we'll watch for that bad boy for another opportunity on IMRX. But again, that data is really good, guys. So I'm going to say that this thing's definitely in play still and going to be a good one. It just took a big dip and a sell off because people weren't, they wanted to see like in the 70% range. I mean, that's astronomical. You get in the maybe they will get into the 70s. That would be pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie, but I would say at 63% was that, yeah, 64%. I would say that's pretty decent right there. So pretty incredible stuff you see in medicine today, and that's pancreatic cancer. So there you are with that. And that's IMRX. So yeah, we'll have to look at that one. You worked with someone who got diagnosed with it in 3 weeks. He was gone. This was about 5 years ago. Yeah, Doge Mama 9. I've known like couple people. I don't know a whole lot, but the few people that I've known, it's been very fast, and they don't stick around for very long, unfortunately. It's almost like that. They tell you get it, and it's almost like your body just is done. You're like, oh, that's it. It's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. It's one of the most lethal ones, I would say. It's up there, let's put it that way. One of the more common, most lethal ones, we'll say, because you get it, and like I said, it's 3 to 6 months is usually what you see people. So to think that they've had a trial with 65% of the people lasted over 12 months, that's what I was saying yesterday. I was actually kind of impressed by that. And I do kind of understand them. Ben was a pharmacist. I didn't even know that. He was saying that before, not today, but he had mentioned that before. So he's done all kinds of that studies and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I know the medical industry is pretty well, I would say, just knowing it through the cannabis industry and working with a lot of people diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and things of that nature. And yeah, it's one of the toughest ones. Like I said, you can barely even give them a quality of life because it's just so brutal and rough, and it doesn't last very long anyway. So it's a crazy one. And yeah, like I said, I've known a few people, and like personally, but I've worked with a couple people that had it. They didn't last very long either. And yeah, it's a crazy one. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on IMRX. That might be a great opportunity right there, to be completely honest with you. And let's continue on right there. But yeah, they're doing pretty amazing things, I must say, with pancreatic cancer. If that company's pulling off that company's doing something right. And I think Ben was explaining how they do it. They like pulsate at the tumor. They don't really try to shrink it much. It's more of like a manageable kind of prolong people's life at that point. And like I say all the time, I've said this before, they're not curing anything and nobody's curing anything. So to just give somebody a quality of life for longer or extend their life. But again, it's got to be a quality of life. They can't be like a vegetable state. And so yeah, if you can actually help people like that, then I don't know what their state is, but they're obviously keeping people alive for more than 12 months and doing and had 65% of people participate in the study. I mean, I don't know how many people participated in it. I didn't read it, but pretty impressive. Here's critical metals. That was cruising up there early this morning too. This went flying up and then came down. Look at that M right there, and then just kind of flattened out there a little bit, but we'll take a look. It looks like it was trying to go up a little bit in the after hour, so we'll be looking at that bad boy right there. So there you go with critical metals, and let's take a look and see what else is going on. Where am I here? I don't even know. Then we do some Nasdaq, and then I looked at critical. I don't even know how I got there, but let me look at. I think I thought CBRL was critical metals. I have no idea what I was even looking at. Oh no, we were doing IMRX. Never mind. I don't What did I even do? Did I just skip around like the entire thing? I think I did actually. I think I just like skipped a bunch. Hold on. I don't even know what's going on. We definitely did do Hertz. And that was just kind of hanging out today because I was looking at it. And then we didn't do Chipotle either, which was up today slowly but surely, just like we were talking about. And of course, Cracker Barrel right here. Look at this thing, guys. Actually looking good. It was breaking out through the 50. I think it might try to run up here a little bit. I don't know how high it's going to get, but I was kind of impressed when I seen Cracker Barrel breaking out today. I'm not going to lie. So there you go. Sorry. Here, let me get a drink. Yeah, so Cracker Barrel not looking bad. That could be a good play for tomorrow, to be honest with you. I don't know how long I'd stay in it there. Obviously, a quick swing play for that one, as most things that we look at are. And Boyle right here was down, that's for sure. That's the natural gas. But gosh, not looking. Look at that. Boyle was down $1.55, and then Gush is up $1.51. Look at that bad boy. And some of your oil and gas ones are looking pretty good. I know ExxonMobil was back up. Chevron was back up there today. So some of these bad boys were bouncing back up. So you keep an eye on them ones. And they'll be interesting too for the tariff. Everything, the whole market's going to be very interesting tomorrow with the Supreme Court and the tariff decision happening. And we don't know exactly what time, but we're figuring it's going to happen in the morning there. Michael Anthony, how are you this evening? And I'll get to everything. If you had posted, I didn't even look over there, but I see you hopped on there. So how are you? And let me cruise right through the rest of this list right here. So let's look at plug. It was plugging along a little bit today. It looks like that 20 and 50 are going to meet up, and it's going to go a little bit higher right there. QuantumScape kind of dipping down. And then we talked about this IMRX, and like I said, I won't say it again, but we were just talking about, I don't know how I got to that one. I was just running around the entire list there, skipping around. But here's critical metals as well. And this thing was in the top, like I said, jumping up there this morning, not looking bad. It could run up some more. And Rich Tech Robotics, I think, could be a good one tomorrow as well. So you might want to keep an eye on good old RR right there. That is looking pretty good to try to continue up. What the heck? I was trying to think of the other one. What is the other robotic company that we always look at? I can't even think of it. Laptop Travel. What is it? I was trying to think of it today to write it down, and I just couldn't even think of it to even look it up. So tell me what the other one that we always look at. It's like starts with an S or something, I think. I forget. Anyway, that's Rich Tech Robotics right there. I forget what the other robotics served. It did start with an S. Thank you. That was driving me crazy today. I could not think of the name of that. There you go, up 14%. Look at that bad boy right there. That should continue its way up right there. SERV. So keep your eye on that. Thank you very much, Laptop Travel. Yeah, definitely Serve was the one I was thinking of. It was driving me crazy. So thank you for reminding me of that one. I couldn't even look it up. I'm like, what is it? I think it starts with an S, and I have no idea what it is. And it's Serve, SERV. Pretty easy, huh? And so yeah, look at GFAI right here. This actually doesn't look too bad right there. Laptop Travel. So we'll keep an eye on that. GFAI, Guard Force AI right there. And Zach, thank you very much. Yeah, Serve, SERV right there. I know that's a typo. Your B's right next to your V. So I do that often, I know. And yeah, so thank you everybody for that. And let's see. Elf was looking good. I know I just jumped around a little more, but Elf, look at that bad boy. That could continue its way up there tomorrow. That was on the old the January effect list for everybody. So Elf, and we were talking about it as well. Lucid looking a little better right there as well tonight. And Luis Rodriguez, our Lucid guy expert, is not on. Laptop Travel knows a lot about it. It is looking pretty good this evening. We'll look at it tomorrow. Let's take a better look at it over here, though. Yeah, it's not looking bad for tomorrow. We'll look at it. Maybe I'll jump back in and play some more of them options. I played them good because, like I said, I got out, went into critical metals. That jumped up, got out of that. Just kept on cruising around there. So Snapchat right here dipping down. That had run up pretty big, obviously. And let's see what's going on. And we just looked at Elf. Iron was up today. That was looking pretty good. That could continue its way up there right there. So IREN not looking too bad as well. And then let's look at Joseph Levy's Galt, which took a huge dip again. And damn, this thing is way down there. Here, Dawn autocorrect up Laptop Travel. He definitely won that one again. He was a little bit ahead of you, and he actually answered it correct there, Zach. So Laptop Travel wins the Jeopardy race on that one, that's for sure. And yeah, autocorrect will get you every single time. I'm telling, even when you correct the stupid things, you go back and look, and like I'm telling you, there's so many words. Today, the stupid thing won't spell today. It spells it so weird. It drives me crazy. And then I try to like change it. And then I change it. I try to click on the word there today, and it changes it back again. It's like, are you kidding me right now? Will you stop? I don't know. Can you turn it off? I don't even use the stupid autocorrect anymore. It just drives me crazy. It's bizarre. Like, even if you click on the word, used to just stay on there for you. That even changes them words now. It like has a mind of its own. It like acts like it knows what you want to say, and it has no clue what the hell's even going on. I'm telling you, it's so bad. Is that why Apple's down so bad? Because autocorrect is so terrible? Maybe, I don't know. But it looks like it could try to bounce back up. It could be a good opportunity way down here, to be honest with you. But yeah, it is a autocorrect's a disaster, and Apple's been dipping down pretty hard. I told you guys maybe we should have been shorting that thing down. I said it like 4 days ago. Look at it. Holy cow. And only a fool would chase Cracker Barrel, but I'll sell you my share. You have shares on it, huh, there, Michael Anthony? There you go. I'm not chasing it. Don't get me wrong. I don't even think it looks good for a swing play tomorrow right there. Did you get in down here, Michael Anthony, at your 25 area? Because it would have been a good play. But again, I don't know. I don't know how much it's really going to run up here. We'll see about Cracker Barrel. It almost looks like it's trying to get bullish there. I'm not going to lie, but we'll take a look at it. They kind of destroyed the company, so we'll see how they try to turn it around. And we'll keep our eye on the stock because that's all we need to look at to see. And let's take a look and see what else is going on with Redwire here. That was running back up this morning and looks like it could continue its way up tomorrow. We did look at Oklo, OKLO right here, not looking bad for tomorrow. UPS right here. Oh, watch these guys because this is going to run. Lowe's is going to run right here. LOW, I added an S, but LOW up pretty big today. LDI right here is going to get cruising. There you go in the after hours. That was a good one to pick up right there with the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. What the heck is Fannie Mae up to right now? What's that one? FNM something. There it is. FNMA. This is it. This thing's going to probably be cruising, guys, I'm sure, tomorrow. So you might want to keep an eye on FNMA tomorrow. It's an OTCer for whatever reason, but it does look pretty good. And it, LDI cruising up there, so you might have a good momentum play with LDI right there. That could be really solid. So yeah, housing market's going to be looking really good there. And I posted out what Trump posted. What did he even say? I actually just read it, and then I posted it, and I don't even remember what the heck I read like 10 minutes ago or something. Hold on, let me open it up here. What did it say? Oh yeah, about Biden ignored the housing market, and instead, hold on, I got to bring this over here so I can read it. Here, let me pull it over. All right, let me read it. Here's the Trump tweet for you guys. I don't have it up on the screen. I'm just reading it to you, but here we go. Biden ignored the housing market and instead was immersed with high crime, open borders, runaway inflation, the Afghanistan disaster, that sure was, and a military that he left in chaos and confusion. Everything was broken, but everything was broken, but I, as president of the United States, have already fixed it. Now I'm giving special attention to the housing market. because I chose not to sell Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in my first term. I would say they're going to run tomorrow. A truly great decision. And against the advice of the experts, it is now worth many times that amount, an absolute fortune, and has $200 billion in cash. Because of this, I am instructing my representatives to buy $200 billion in mortgage bonds. This will drive mortgage rates down, monthly payments down, and make the cost of owning a home more affordable. It is one of many steps in restoring affordability, something that the Biden administration absolutely destroyed. We're bringing back the American dream that was destroyed by the last administration. Make America great again. There you go. That was from Trump, and thanks, Zach. And then what time was that? That was at 4:25. He posted that bad boy. I guess to his whatever, True Social, whatever the hell it's called. I'm not even sure, but Zach posted it and tagged me with it. So there you go. But that's why you're seeing all these bad. I read it because that's why you're seeing these guys go astronomical, and you're going to see them running there tomorrow. And that's why I brought up Fannie Mae right there, because that's what it is, FNMA. So you might want to watch this thing tomorrow, because I have a feeling that could get cruising. That's for sure. No, when Trump names them out by name like that and positive, they run. When he names them out in the negative, they like to dip. So interesting, huh? I guess it's not really rocket science, that's for sure. But there you go. That's what was happening today. And thanks, Zach, for tagging me on that, because I hadn't seen it, and that was pretty big. VWAV right here. I know that was getting pumped up by people today. And we had been looking at this Vision Wave Holdings. Look at that thing running up there. Lockheed Martin way back up after a dip down. It still doesn't look that great. I don't know. They look so crazy. And again, I think a lot of everything is a lot of the market's just waiting for this whole Supreme Court decision tomorrow on the tariffs. Check out this IVP right here. And that's a penny stock, and it's just kind of hanging out, floating down there. Etsy there, that was kind of hanging out there, pulling back a little bit. Nothing crazy. It could continue its way up right there. Could be healthy pullback. LAC not looking bad on the pullback either, and that could be a little healthy pullback. MP, the same situation right there. So these guys could be a little healthy pullback and still run up tomorrow, or they could just dip. They could run up early in the morning as well and still pull back. So it's an interesting one. Michael Anthony, you're right. Tonight, I really can't tell what the hell they're going to do, but you do have a Supreme Court decision coming up, and you can't really tell by the charts on what their decision's going to be. So I can't really tell you what the heck's going to happen there tomorrow. I think a lot of it's going to base off of the obviously the Supreme Court decision. So yeah, tonight's a tough one, obviously, but there are some great opportunities. Nuclear is looking great, crypto's looking good, and Ole Miss is winning 7-3 right now, and it's in the second quarter with 11 minutes and 20 seconds left. That college game's on. Michael Anthony, I know you like them. And let's see, Michael Anthony, Luis Rodriguez made the greatest thing ever. He's not here tonight. So we'll feature tomorrow, unless Laptop Travel tries it out. I know he has access to it. He built a prompt in AI, Michael Anthony. We can take your like when I don't understand what the heck you're talking about, and he can post them into this prompt, right? In the AI. And like 2 seconds later, it can spit out. I was saying you need to just walk around with this prompt, and it tells me exactly what you're trying to say. It was quite impressive. We were testing it last night, the three of us, and we were loving it. We were like, we can't wait to do it. But Luis Rodriguez got last minute show tickets by his daughter today, so he was going to a show over on in New York City there. So we're not going to test it, or maybe Laptop Travel will, like I said. But oh my goodness, Michael Anthony, it's so good. So yeah, we're going to definitely have we have our own app now, just to know what you talk about, our own little thing. So it's going to be amazing. So we'll be featuring that on the show as well. So now I understand everything you're saying, Michael Anthony. It'll be way awesome. And you're going to love it. I'm telling you, we were talking. I was like, Michael Anthony's going to love this thing. He's going to get a good laugh out of it. You have a great sense of humor. You're a good dude, Michael Anthony. I was talking about you on the morning show, as a matter of fact, and talking about this. So yeah, I know you don't tune into the morning show. It's probably a little early for you at 7 a.m., But I was mentioning, I told all the morning people that don't tune in, I said, yeah, you guys got to tune in. Michael Anthony's the greatest. And we were discussing this thing. So yeah, you are the best, Michael Anthony. I'll tell you what, let's go over this real quick. Hold on, where are we at? MP right there. I'll come back to that. Michael Anthony. Holy cow. Check that bad boy out there, Michael Anthony. Your LW. I just see you just posted. I didn't even notice until just now. Holy cow. Look at that thing. You did nail that thing. You said it was coming down to $40 is exactly what you said, Michael Anthony. And it went yesterday or today. Yeah, yesterday. 39.96. That was pretty good there, Michael Anthony. I have to give that to you. And then look at that pop up. It looked really good the other day. We took that nice dip. You said it might dip down and bounce off that 40. And wow, you were on point with that one. I hope you bought it up because I bought a few more when it dipped. So I do have some, and I hope it goes nutty tomorrow right there. That thing looks kind of crazy. So good call right there, Michael Anthony. I like it. So FISV right here, Pfizer. This was running up today. This was a January effect one, and I do have some options on that one looking pretty good. This UUUU was running up today, did pull back. And another one, I mean, it does look like it wants to pull back, but it could possibly run up there tomorrow. And again, in the morning, look at this quick right here. This is running up there. That's not looking too bad. Good old QUIK. We were early on that bad boy as well. And MOBX right here was up 2 cents. Mobix Lab. Remember, we were looking at this last night. So there you go. Nice little 10%er for you guys. And Mimi right here was down, Doge Mama 9, but not a whole lot. It was bouncing around. I don't know if you played this thing, but it was bouncing around. I was looking at look at all these crazy candles there. So it did have a lot of run around. We'll look at it. Still doesn't look bad right there. So this could get popping there tomorrow. Mint Ink right there, is it called? Yeah. And so yeah, keep an eye on that one. This one didn't move yet. MREO still dipping down. Yeah, it still looks like it's going to have some setup time. But the Samuel Adams is looking really good right here. And that did blast off. So Luis Rodriguez's Samuel Adams did run. He's probably having one of them tonight. This fly did run up early this morning, pulled back. But another one, guys, these guys have this look. Look at this thing. It like kind of closed right on that line right there, just below it. But they could pop up. They could dip down pretty good tomorrow, too. They're interesting. It has that weird look. So we're going to be seeing what they look like in the morning. IMG did pop there. That was a great one. That Sim, whatever it's called, Sing or whatever, CIMG or whatever that company is. Yeah, we called that one out yesterday. That was a beauty right there. And that was great. IMG, that was running really good right there today. And let's see, Fly MGIH. This was running up a little bit there today. We were talking about this. It's still not looking bad. Path on the right path, but it was down today. And we'll see right off that 20. So it ran up. That looks like some healthy pullback there for PATH. So we may have to keep an eye on Path right there. UAMY was pulling back as well. And again, these guys were like popping up there first thing this morning and dipping down. And they still don't look that bad. MIGI right here, Mawson Infrastructure. And let's see what this bad boy is doing. A couple red candles right there, just kind of hanging out. It had like a flat, interesting look. So it was up a little bit in the after hours. I'd have to look at it probably tomorrow for MIGI right there. We'll see if that gets set up. And there you are with them guys. Let's see what the other ones of Michael Anthony's like. ABEO did take a little dip down. That D-Lo right here was dipping down too after I'd recently run up. And LW, I'm telling you, looks really good right there. And UEC was up a little bit and looks like it could run up. That's a uranium energy one. So keep an eye on that one as well. And so, yeah, you got like RGTI, IONQ, UEC. Certain sectors are looking pretty decent, but not the entire market, obviously. So there you go with them guys. And let's look at our gold. That's not looking bad right here. JNUG looking pretty strong. It is curling. Oh, it came down at the after hours. Let's see. Nug might have came down. GLD did dip down a little bit in the after hours right there. They do look pretty good though, but they could hit that MACD and bounce down. Let's see. Yeah, they're a little bit flat. Again, everything has a weird look going into tomorrow. And obviously gold looks like it wants to run, but obviously could pull back. since it is under the MACD there, it looked like it was trying to curl up pretty hardcore right there. A little bit of pullback in the after hours, nothing too crazy. So we'll keep an eye on gold in the morning too. We'll look at that and see what that wants to do first thing in the morning. That's what the heat map looked like. Google was looking pretty good. Amazon ran up pretty nice today. You can see Amazon was running up looking strong, and Google we had mentioned, but it does look like it has some healthy pullback. I don't know. It has that weird look too for Google. So Amazon looking pretty good right there. Let's go ahead, see what our Jolie's jams are doing. And rhythm right here, the cannabis sector wasn't too bad today. Let me see what MSOS, that was up, right? Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Tilray was up. I don't know. Did they have earnings or something? Yeah, they had earnings today. And I mean, I can't imagine any of their earnings really being amazing, but they had a surprise. I'm not sure. What's it say? Results with record 217.5 million revenue plus 3% year over year. And then the non-GAAP EPS is plus 59% year over year, beating revenue, but missed EPS estimates. Company also shifted to net cash position and something else. I don't even know what the heck that says. But anyway, there you go. Actually, they did have a pretty decent earnings right there. I did see it go up in the after hours. So there you are with Tilray. And let's just look canopy growth right here. CGC, and that looks pretty good. So yeah, the entire sector was looking pretty decent today. So there you go with the cannabis sector. We can keep an eye on that too and see what the cannabis sector is up to tomorrow. Jot that down real quick. Like I said, nuclear looking pretty good as well. And let's see what Blink is doing right here. Good old Blink charging. Like we were talking about, this thing could really get curled up off the 20 right here. So keep an eye on Blink charging right there. That's looking pretty sweet. And Sezzle right here, just trying to hop around, trying to get set up. And I'm telling you, the whole market looks like it just wants to react to the Supreme Court tomorrow. Sterling was pulling back pretty good there. You can watch it for tomorrow for a bounce. So you know it likes to bounce off of them trend lines often. And Rivian up here trying to get set up as well, but it looks like it wants to pull back at the same time. Symbiotic right here, not looking bad. That does look like it could continue its way up for your Jolie's Jam. So there you go with them. And I'll run through our laptop travel list real quick. I know he posted it. I'll just look at it real quick up there. It's kind of easy for me. APRE right here. That was up 4 cents, up 2 in the after hours. Still looking good. That could continue to run right there. ARTL. And that thing's not looking bad, but it came down the after hours. Let me see what it did over here. ARTL. Yeah, I'd have to look at that one in the morning there. And BRN is Barnwell or something like that. Barnwell Industries. This has been getting set up, I know, because we've had it on the list, and it still looks like it's set up right there for BRN. FKWL Franklin Wireless Group. That looks pretty good. That looks like it's going to run up. And GURE is Gulf Resources, and that looks like it's going to run up. So couple good ones right there. JCTC just kind of hanging out, hitting the 50. We'd look at it. And let's see what LANV is up to right here. Landvin Group, that has a lot of crazy candles right there. Sam, I know you're driving, but I'm telling you, it has a lot of crazy looking candles back in the summer and stuff running up to now. And it could get moving right there. It actually looks pretty curled up, I must say. Look at that bad boy. So there you go. It's your LANV and LEDS. This one was moving today. I did see this, and it's cruising in the after hours. That LEDs, we looked at it last night. It was looking good. It's cruising along. I'm not sure what MIT is. We'll pick something else. MITK, or it could be any of these guys. That looks really good. MITK, and then there is a MITQ. I know that. And that doesn't look bad either. That's moving image. And isn't there another one? MITT. There you go. And that is that was actually popping up too. So you could take your pick of them guys. MIT, and you can add the ending, whichever one you want to pick out of them three. MSN right here, Emerson Radio. That one's hitting the 50. So just watch it tomorrow, see if it keeps the momentum. Obviously, they've been bouncing down off the 50s, and the NEU up. You almost want to say knee up or something. I don't even know. It's kind of weird. Neophoria Therapeutics, I think it might be called, something like that. But it did spike up pretty good today, so I'd have to see that tomorrow, obviously. And PMEC right here is Prime Tech Holdings, and that thing's not looking bad. That actually looks like it could go crawling up there. Laptop Travel looking pretty good. POCI, Precision Optics, that's just kind of hanging out right there. Here's that RBNE. This was cruising with the oil and gas ones today. Recent reverse splitter. We were talking about it down here, and this thing could get popping. It went up in the after hours. You know, we're all over this guy. And TMDE, this one ran up over 100% the other day, but it is pulling back. But RBNE, not looking too bad. That thing could get curled up and get cruising right there. So keep an eye on that. That one, I had mentioned that one just the other day, and we were looking at it during a reverse split. RBOT right here, Vicarious Surgical. You've mentioned this one this week, and that looks like it's curling back up right there. Not bad. SBLX StableX Technologies is hitting some resistance, but if it gets through tomorrow, wow, that's in a good spot too. Look at that one in the morning. SBLX not looking bad there. And SER, Serena Therapeutics was running up today. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. SERV was looking good, though. That's at Serve Robotics, and that is looking good. WTF, and that's at Watton Financial right there, up today. Not looking too bad to curl up. Look at that curl up right there off the 20, looking pretty good. And two more right here. YDKG. Hold on, there we are. YDKG, that Yuta Digital. Look at that. That's been in the basement for a while. Where to start out right there on October 13th. And yeah, you might be getting out of here and getting running. It's been moving up. I remember we looked at it not long ago. It was down here. So it has run up the last few days, and it could continue right there. So I would say keep that YDKG on your list right there, looking good. And now it's 10-7. Miami Hurricanes scored a touchdown, so they're up over Ole Miss, and there's 7 minutes left in the second quarter, it looks like. So there you go with your college update, your VRBO Fiesta Bowl right there. And let's finish up Laptop Travels list with Zio right here, Zio Energy, and that's kind of hanging out. So there you go, Laptop Travel. Thank you very much for them bad boys. And let's see what else is going on over here. We were talking about the SCOTUS and all that, and Larry had a couple good ones up here. Let's look at them bad boys. Open door, we looked at that already. That is looking good for the door to open up and go up. So I would say it's up in the after hours. Apple could be a good opportunity, but I think, Larry, on a Friday tomorrow, be careful with Apple. We'll look at it in the morning, obviously. Maybe next week it's a good opportunity for Apple. I don't know if you want to ride it over the weekend. You know what I mean? It's you never know what's going to happen over the weekend. 3 days is a long, or 2 days is a long time. Let's put it that way. ACHR Archer right here, if I could talk. That's cruising up. That does look good. A lot of the aviation and aerospace and defense, AV was going crazy again today, but that could be topping out. That one was a wicked one. Look at that thing. Ran up pretty big the last few days, that's for sure. AMC did pull back pretty big there today, and not looking as good. I mean, it's still right there. It has an opportunity to run, and it just has a weird look. Like I said, I was just kind of a straight up gamble on it and not much on it, but they were super cheap. I think they're down to like nothing, but I still have until next Friday, I believe it is. So we'll see if it wants to turn around. It could have to base out down here, but you never know. It could just curl up. It is hitting the MACD right there, but remember last night what I was saying, it could roll right off and go back down. Almost looks like it wanted to today, but it didn't roll off that MACD to go down. So we'll look at it tomorrow morning, obviously, see what our AMC is up to. If it does want to try to curl up at all, if I could type it in over here, it would be nice. But there you go. And yeah, it's a like I said, it looks like it wants to roll off, but it doesn't have like that whole roll off look. That could easily curl up there tomorrow. I'm just not promising you anything with that one. So we'll look at that definitely in the morning. And then good old GameStop, we were going to look at this, but there you go with that one. And it's not looking bad to get set up. We know that they gave Ryan Cohen, or whatever the heck his name is, the CEO, that package deal or that incentive, obviously. And this thing does look like it's about to get set up right here. So GameStop looking pretty good right there, I must say. And let's see what else is going on over here. HCTI, that's a healthcare triangle, right? HCTI healthcare triangle is down 2 cents, still in the basement. It did look good the other day and a little flat. I would keep my eye on it. I know we were looking at it the other day, HCTI, and that could get set up. That could be one for next week, Larry. So yeah, there you go. And Eric Johnson and Mike Alfred are the two guys that pump up the old open door and ASST. I forget their names every single time I talk about it. And then Laptop Travel always has to remind me every single time. You think I could remember at one point, but probably not. Eric, what is it? Eric Jackson and Mike Alfred. I don't know why. I just can't remember their names for some odd reason. It's kind of bizarre, but a lot more bizarre things happen in my life, I guess, with my memory. But yeah, I just can't remember them two guys' names. They're not even hard names. I mean, they're super. Eric Jackson and Mike Alfred. I'm telling you, I go through this list and I won't even remember either of their names. I know it's like Mike, Eric, and Mike, and that's about it. And then I just get lost. Eric Jackson, Mike Alfred. All right, we'll test it. Ready? I'll go through the rest of the list and we'll see if I can remember their names. And we were talking about the pancreatic cancer, and that stuff is no joke. It does not usually last long. People don't usually last long with pancreatic cancer. And have you noticed all the insider buying? But you need to know how much cash has and what phase. See, this is what I'm talking about. What phase trial were they in? Dude, I'm telling you, Michael Anthony, this Laptop Travel, throw that in there and let me know what he just said. I'm telling you, they built the great. It's the greatest, Michael. I'm telling you, he's gonna throw that in there, and Laptop Travel could do it. I know Luis Rodriguez can. He's just not here tonight. But yeah, if you, I'm telling you, that thing's gonna spit out exactly what you were saying, what you meant to say, in a perfect way. Oh my goodness, you're gonna want to carry this thing around with you, Michael Anthony. I'm telling you, it's absolutely incredible. I can't wait for you to see it and we use it. But yeah, maybe Laptop Travel will go to town with that one because that one's great. I don't even know what the heck you're talking. What the heck is he saying? Have you know? I understand. Have you noticed all the insider buying? But and then you lost me. You need to know how much cash has and what phase trial were they in. Like, does anyone know what that means? I don't know what that means. So I'm not sure what you mean there, Michael Anthony, but our AI bot will definitely know what it means. And the markets are selling off that you must buy the dip to ride shares up. I agree. If it does dip down, we will be buying that. Serve Robotics, we were talking about that. That GFAI did look pretty good right there. And only a fool would chase that cracker barrel, like Michael Anthony said. How are you, Deleted? How you doing this evening? Can we check out LID? Yeah, what's that one? Good old lid. Is that like the hat company, Lids? LIDR, is that what you wanted to look at? LIDR, is that it? AI right there? Because that looks really good. If you're referring to this one, I'm gonna say good one. And if you're not referring to this one, Deleted, I would say refer to this one because it looks that good. LIDR. I'm jotting this bad boy down. I think that's the one you meant right there. LIDR, and just left off the R because it's the only one that has an LID anyway. And it is looking great. AI right there. Wow, look at that bad boy. Good one right there, Deleted. I like it. You just left off the R, but we'll give you a pass on that one. We'll look at lid, but it's really lid R. That's LIDR AI right there. We are familiar with it. And it does look really good. Good one right there, Deleted. And let's see. What is our Campbell's doing right here? Michael Anthony. Let's see. CPB right here. Good old Campbell's. It is way down there. And that could be a good bottom. So we were watching this thing. It started to look decent down there. Let's keep an eye on it going into next week, obviously, and see what that's up to. That KHC is Kraft Heinz. That was running up a little bit there today. And like I said, that LW caught that one nicely. And that does look like it's curling up pretty nice. MO right here, our Altria group or whatever, that was curling up today and looking good at coming out of that basement. And then even Pepsi right there was running up, and I did see that. So they do look a lot better right there. And all the rest you put out there are at the lows. I agree, Michael Anthony. That is for sure. I agree with you on them. And let's see. Hold on. LDI. LDI. You got it. You meant the right LDI. You wrote LID. Well, guess what? Deleted. Like I said, that was a perfect mistake. LIDR is looking great right there. I'm not gonna lie, but LDI is looking great too. So both of them are looking really good. You can keep your eye on both of them right there. So he said right on the dot. LOL. No need to go over LDI. You just mentioned it. That was so funny then because I wasn't even looking, and you wrote lit. I was just happened to go over LDI for you. It's not even on the list. I just threw it out there because we started talking about the housing sector and everything. So there you go. I'll delete it. I was reading your mind. How about that? You were reading LIDR. I'm telling you, that one's a really good one, guys. We're going to keep that one on our list right there for tomorrow. That looks really good. And you need to look at all your 52-week low list. Has great fundamentals, can rally. Where's your list at, Michael Anthony? I don't see it. Where the heck you put your list at? I have no idea. But anyway, give me your list and I'll go through them all. You know that. And people will never stop eating food and a few smoke. What the heck does that even mean? What the heck are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. People will never stop eating food and a few smoke. Which one does tobacco over here? I'm not even sure. Altria. I didn't even know that was a tobacco company. All right, my bad. You're right. That's a tobacco. Actually, when I started to look at it, I was like, wait, isn't this one? But I didn't even realize it. But yeah, I was looking at like your Campbell's, the Kraft Heinz, and then the LW is a packaging company, and Pepsi, and I forgot that we looked at MO. So yeah, you're right. That is a cigarette company right there. I was like, what the heck is he talking about? And a few smoke. Open door is good. Open right there. CETX. And the list goes on. Like UEC will be higher tomorrow. So there you go. And yeah, open door. All these obviously these house plays are gonna be in play tomorrow. Look at CETX. That one ran up pretty big. You're absolutely right. With that one right there, CETX blasting off, looking really good. And why court can't stop people from eating food like CPB, Kraft Heinz, LW, that people can't stop. It's Michael. He's the greatest. I love him. That is so great. He writes, why court can't stop people from eating food. You want court to stop people from eating food? That would be great. They start arresting people because they eat too much. Could you imagine that, Michael Anthony? That would be pretty wild in this country. I mean, holy cow. You think they have protests now? You don't think all the big people would be protesting? I mean, you just start arresting people for eating too much. Is that what you're talking about? I don't even know what he's saying. Why why court? And you said why court can't stop people from eating food? What the heck is he talking about? Holy cow, Michael Anthony, you're cracking me up here. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie, but that was pretty funny. I don't know why it just made me laugh, but it just made me giggle. And just picturing you over there, right? And why court can't stop people from eating food? That's too funny. Anyway, you right here, universal safety products pulling back a little bit. That looks like it's dipping down right there. We were looking at the 4Us, the energy fuels, and that was up today, but then pulled back, and then it looks like it could do something tomorrow. IMG, we were talking about that thing that did have a nice little pop there today. Tap is beer. Is that Coors? Oh, yeah, look at that. Molson Coors right there. And Tap is on tap right now. It is looking pretty decent. I don't think the beer's that good. I don't like any beer, actually. But Molson right there, not looking too bad to be on tap. TAP. And ABEV is a beer. Yeah, that's a beverage company. I know that for a fact because I've traded this one before. ABEV. And there you are. It's in like Brazil. I couldn't think of the country it was in, but I know it wasn't a U.S. company. But yeah, that's a brewery company or a beverage one right there, ABEV. And you were looking at that Mimi today, but we'll see yeah, it didn't really do a whole lot. Just has a really nice setup right there. It was bouncing around a little bit. I still think it has that momentum for it. So we'll definitely watch that tomorrow. Doge Mama 9, that's for sure. Look at it right up onto the 20 right there. I think that could be a good opportunity. If not, should keep itself for next week. And so we'll be watching that one right there. That's for sure. And let's see. Look at the 52-week low and look at all the ones with a PE. Then they will pop if the fundamentals are good, like LWKHC and CPB. And he said, "What are you talking about? The court?" I don't even know, Michael Anthony. Um, Rocket Labs or Rocket Labs, Rocket Mortgage right here. Did we look at that already? I forget. There, Zach. Did I pass it? Did I write it down? Did I skip it tonight? I don't even know what I did there, Zach. I don't. It feels like tomorrow's finally Friday. I feel like 2 weeks have gone by this week. Why is this week? It went by fast, but it's just been a really long week. I don't know why, but maybe I guess it's the first week from yeah, isn't it this the first week that the kids are back to school full time? I think so. Yeah, it's gotta be, right? Yeah, it's the 8th. So yeah, because last week they it was Fourth, it was yeah, Fourth of July. It was New Year's Eve, and this is the first full week. Holy cow! Yeah, I think I need to take a day off or something. Thank goodness the weekend's coming up here. Rocket companies, Zach, it's gonna go flying tomorrow. You know that, Jesus. I mean, like I said, the President Trump just I talked about that tweet, and all the house sector is going to go crazy tomorrow. So we're definitely going to be checking that out. That's for sure. And all of them, CVI right here, CVR Energy. That was wrong. Oh, that's going to be a good opportunity right there. That's getting set up for us right there, Michael Anthony. And look at solar stocks. Well, give me a couple. I'm trying to think. Sunrun's one. I know that. That's up. That's running. Oh no, that's not. Oh, run. It's well, that's Sunoco. Run is Sunrun right here, RUN. And that's up too. And that does look pretty good there, Michael Anthony. What's going on with solar? They getting a bunch of grants or something for solar? Here, I'll roll through the entire sector right here. It's only a couple of them, 24. Here we are. That one's not doing anything now. That looks good. BEM. And let's see what else. That one looks decent. And that's that First Solar Company. That's way down there. Let's see. There's that Sunrun right there. And let me see. That one doesn't look bad right there for Sun Power. And there's that SUNE. We're familiar with that one. And that's TOYO right there. Not familiar with that. Turb. That's a crazy name for a company. Wait, where's this Turb at? We got to see that company. Let's look at Turb. That sounds crazy. That sounds like turd. Zio and VVPR right there is a Vivo Power one, but let's look at Beam right here. That looks like it could beam up a little bit there, Michael Anthony. So you keep an eye on BEM and Turb. Let's see. It doesn't look like a turd right now. It looks pretty good. Anybody that was in it before when they were in here, they're like, this thing's a turd. It's not a turbo energy. It's a turd energy. But now it might turn into a turbo energy. So keep your eye on this TURB because that one could be pretty decent right there for TURB turbo energy right there, turb. So there you go. There you go, Michael Anthony. We looked at your the solar stocks. How you like that? There's two other ones for you. And PZZA right here. That's not PZZA. I'm having a hard time typing. Papa John's right here. That's beaten down too. I would say wait until next week for that one, Michael Anthony. It could get set up. I'll look at it tomorrow for us. And play is Dave and Buster's, right? Yeah, Dave and Buster's right here is good old play. That's looking pretty good. That's getting set up. That does like to run pretty well. So play, been waiting for play to hit 14. But 16 held right there, huh? Didn't want to come down to that 14 level, but that's not bad right there. MO is cigarettes. You're absolutely right. I forgot that we looked at it. That was my fault, Michael Anthony. I didn't know what the heck you were talking about, but you did mention this one. I was just thinking the other food companies. I'm like, and smoking. What is he saying? I thought you were smoking something. But anyway, watch XXII. Yeah, that one looks really good right here. That 20 seconds group. That's a tobacco. They do some cannabis stuff too, but that was curling up. I noticed that with the cannabis ones because I look at that one. So that could dip to 70 to bounce and then support. What are you saying right here? This one, you think that's going to dip? It just recently ran up here not too long ago. I remember, where was it? It spiked up, I guess, back here somewhere. I guess this run up it was pulled back. It doesn't look bad there, Michael Anthony. It looks like it wants to try to run up there tomorrow. So there you are with that. And let's see. Oh, I was talking about court, and then and you said Court can't stop people from eating food. For these, I gotcha. All right, we were talking about court, and I didn't know what the heck you were talking about. MDLZ is cookies and snacks. People need to watch. Need to watching TV. You're a funny dude, Michael Anthony. I like you. You are comical. MDLZ right here, confectioners. Yeah, well, look at that thing. They had a cookie fest today. It looks like up almost 5% right there. That thing does look really good, honestly. So, what kind of cookies do they make at this company, Michael Anthony? I have no idea. I'm not a big Biscoff cookies. I guess maybe Kraft. I don't even know. I'm not a big treat person like this. I don't eat any of that crap. But anyway, there you go. And now I get what you're saying. I don't think it's been on the list the past 2 days. Well, let me add it back over here because I don't know. I must have skipped it one day, and then the next thing you know, I just missed it. What is it? Rocket Mortgage, right? What the heck was it again? I forget. RK. Why am I drawing a blank? It's not that. What the heck is it? RKT. That's what it is. I couldn't think of the last letter there. RKT. I jotted it back down there. So, yeah, that's going to be blasting off there tomorrow and looking pretty good. So I would say you're looking good right there with the Trump news. That's for sure. And MXCT is solar. Let's look at that then. Laptop travel right here. MXCT Max site. That is pulling back. That looks like it could dip down. Maybe that'll have a nice little dip and rip. Like I said, that meme right there was looking pretty good. And or beam, and what was the other? It's not turb, it's turb. I was gonna say turd. It's Turb, that's it. Turbo Energy. This one's not looking too bad either for your solar sector right there. So you keep an eye on them two right there. And then your what'd you say? MXCT right there is a solar as well. TAN is the ETF for a basket of solar stocks. Let's look at TAN then and see what it's doing, Michael Anthony. And yeah, it's looking pretty good to get set up. I guess solar's gonna get a little boost here or something, huh? And that first solar is this one. It's not that. It's FI first solar. What the heck is it? There it is. FSLR. There you go. I knew it was them letters. Yeah, that took a nice dip there yesterday. I don't know what the heck happened to them yesterday, but they did take a nice dip, and you said has lots of upside. It was in a bullish state right there. Pull back. I mean, let it make a base right here, get set up. We'll obviously look at it for next week, I would say. And then watch that thing get set back up right there. And AGNC right here. Let's see what this one's up to. AGNC. Oh, that looks really good to keep continuing up there. That's going to be a runner there tomorrow. I'm not familiar with that one, but it looks really good to run up tomorrow. So keep your eye on that. Mobley. We were talking about this one in the Discord, as a matter of fact, MBLY, and it hit a high to dip that bought a company. Yeah, they bought a company out and it took a major dip right there for whatever reason. And a downgrade on that first solars, why that dip. So there you go. And I just went through all them, and I'll go through the rest of them in a little bit. If anybody wants to post anything else, let me go through the SPY Mag 7 and everything else over here. And we'll keep an eye on our game as well. I'm not sure. It looks like the halftime report's coming up, or it's on halftime. I'm not exactly sure. So I'll keep you posted. I think it is halftime right there at the game. So let me just see what the score is real quick, and I'll let you go. Oh, no, it's 17-10, and it's about to be halftime. They have like a minute left. And the Hurricanes are up. Miami's up 17-10 over Ole Miss in the VRBO Fiesta Bowl. So there you go with that. And here we go with the rest of our list right here. The SPY, the Mag 7, and all these guys. SPY was down just a hair. Look at that interesting spot it's sitting in. It could go either way pretty big real fast. So you better it's going to be a good one tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. Fun Friday tomorrow, that's for sure. Qs were dipping down hard, but then they hit that 20 and started bouncing back up. So again, they could go either way. They look like they want to pull back, but could obviously go either way. real quick, and IWM was running up the entire day. And the IWM looks like it wants to continue its way up right there. So you can keep an eye on that. You can see it just ran right up there, looking good for the IWM. So there you go with them bad boys. And let's go ahead. We were talking about Apple. It's pulling back there. It could be a bottom area. Let's see tomorrow if it wants to make that base. I don't think you just get bouncing on a Friday, to be honest with you. Amazon looking pretty good right there. That's looking pretty healthy. Google would run up. We'll see it if it wants to stay up there. It's trying to curl through. We'll look at it tomorrow, obviously. And then Meta was pulling back some, and it doesn't look too bad. It just has a little bit of pullback. Look, Microsoft did pull back. That was looking pretty good. Well, it was setting up yesterday, and I said, let's see what it wants to do. It's in this little channel right here, so let's keep an eye on this. I was looking at it this morning, and immediately it pulled back early, so it was you knew you'd have to wait for it right there for Microsoft. And then our Nvidia right here was down a little bit and pulling back and hitting the 20. So we'll see if it can rebound off of there. And Tesla was up a little bit, and that looks like it wants to bounce off of this trend line. Maybe it pulls back a little bit more to that 420 area, but again, it doesn't look exactly perfect to get flying tomorrow. So you could have a little more drawback with Tesla right there. And that is what your Mag 7 looks like in your indices right now. We did look at AMC and GameStop. AMC pulling back some more, and we'll see what it wants to do there tomorrow. Definitely, again, it could roll off that MACD coming down, or it could curl up there. So, again, it was just a lottery right there. That's all that was, a gamble. And GME looking a lot better for that to run now and get set up. So we'll definitely keep an eye on GameStop right there. That's not looking too bad. Chewy right here was down. I did see that today. And then Unity was pulling back a little bit right there. Let's look at Netflix. It don't have a Y at the end. And that is pulling back a little bit. But again, I think this is going to be a great opportunity down here. Warner Brothers, a little pullback as well. And then you had your PSKY is your Paramount still down, and that's still dipping down there. So we're definitely keeping an eye on them guys. You know that. And then our semiconductors, AVGO, nice dip. Looks like it's going to pull back some more. MU took a nice little dip down today as well. And then you had your TSM pulling back a little bit, trying to hold itself right there. We'll see what it wants to do. And then SMCI just kind of hanging out. We know that has to get set up. That will get running. AMD pulling back some more right there and dipping down. And then your QCOM right here. Let's see what it wants to do. Good old Qualcomm. And that is up a little bit. And that one's like the only one that really looks good out of that list right there. So that's the one you would like to look at. It is a semiconductor. Snow pulling back pretty good there today. It was up first thing this morning, and that pulled way back. PayPal right there is also pulling back to the trend line. That could get set up. Intel had pulled back. That had been looking really good. And again, that could get pulled back up tomorrow. It could bounce right back up there. So it is an interesting look on the market. Dell, look at it pulling back. That could be the bottom right there. And we'll obviously be looking at all these tomorrow again as the market gets set up. IBM could be a good one for tomorrow. That looks like it got set right back up and wants to get cruising again. So definitely keep an eye on IBM right there. That looks pretty nice. And then Palantir was pulling back today a little bit more in the after hours. And we'll see if that one wants to pull back some more. It almost looks like it does want to pull back a little bit more right there for Palantir. It does have that red look like it wants to come down. So there you are with PLTR. We were looking at it today in the old Discord and pulled right back down. Sophie right here, not looking too bad though. That actually looks like it could get set up to run. So keep an eye on good old Sophie right there, SOFI. And Mara right here looking a lot better. Riot looking a lot better as well. Like I said, as Bitcoin setting up. This was bouncing around. I didn't even know it closed down, but it was up a little bit. CleanSpark wasn't looking bad today. And how about MicroStrategy right here, MSTR? That was up, and that looks really good, as a matter of fact. So MSTR looks like it's setting up to get cruising now finally. And like I said, I think Bitcoin's going to get rolling again up into the channel and get cruising into a bullish state. Here's Robinhood right here. It's dipping down. Wasn't Coinbase up? No, it was down. It was bouncing around today. And yeah, I was going to say it was definitely up at one point, Coinbase, and looks like it pulled back a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Webull was down. I saw it. Looks like it finished green right there. It looks like it's trying to curl up. Maybe Weeble's going to get flying up there. That would be pretty good right there. And how about space for Virgin Galactic's just kind of hanging out right there, and Boeing right here dipping down. Boeing looks like it's hitting up right there. So let's see what else is going on right here with DJ. Oh, let me see. Hold on. DJT right there. And that's not looking too bad again. I don't know if I chase it. But it's not looking bad. I look at it tomorrow. Ben's been looking at that bad boy. Look at Nike bouncing right back up, but it's hitting that support resistance up there. So I'd be careful with that tomorrow. And McDonald's, remember I said that was going to bounce back up. There you go with MCD. And that looks like it could continue its way right back up right there. That's a good one. Disney looking pretty good. It's been looking good. It just has some, I guess the dips are good opportunities. And Oxy's right back up there running up. ExxonMobil up today. And then your DXY was down some more and hitting the 50 right there. So there you go. And let's see what else you guys wanted to look at over here. Applied Digital Corp or whatever, that did have some good earnings or whatever. It was running around this morning. We were looking at that bad boy. And why do you look at the double bottom stocks on FinViz? Is the easy plays that will pop up with good fundamentals or bounce down. And because I look at everything there, I just run through the entire market, Michael Anthony. You know that all the ones that you show have a better chance to go up. I don't know. There's a lot of great ones, Michael Anthony. I look at the small caps, big caps, mega caps, everything in between, crypto ones. You know that. So we pick out everything that's trying to cruise. And the Laptop Travel said the one thing he likes about FinViz are the pre-drawn trend lines. Yeah, they're amazing. I'm telling you, they are the best. And so there you go. And Laptop Travel said, why don't you look at all the 52-week lows? Is the stocks to buy? We do look at that for trading. Yeah, I go through everything, Michael Anthony. You should know that by now. I got scanners going and looking at everything for me. So BTI right here is another tobacco one trying to cruise back up, I guess. So not looking bad. And 52-week lows are low for a reason. Have to be careful before bankruptcy or delisting. So you certainly do. And that's why you got to be selective and pick out the ones with good chart setups. And that's what we definitely try to do. And obviously, you can't always be right. That's for sure. But we're pretty damn accurate around here. And let's see what the news says. Stocks retreat before U.S. jobs data. Is that tomorrow too? Holy cow. Let's see. Jobs data is tomorrow, or is that today? Wasn't that today? I thought initial jobless claims. Average hourly earnings, is that what that is tomorrow? I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, but I thought all the job thing was today, but I don't know. I'm looking here. I don't really see anything about jobs, non-farm payrolls and stuff like that. I knew they had something today, like the jobless claims, but I'm not sure what the heck it's talking about. But anyway, that's what it says right there. And the tariff ruling, we definitely know that's happening there tomorrow. Trump wants purchase of 200 billion in mortgage bonds. What that means for the mortgage rates and stock futures are a little changed ahead of jobs reports and potential tariff ruling. So there's definitely a jobs report tomorrow and the Wall Street braces for the Supreme Court's tariff decision. So we've been talking about that. There's a jobs report tomorrow too. U.S. federal workforce drops to the lowest level in at least a decade. Yeah, no shit. Do you see what AI is doing, everybody? I've been saying this for 2 years now, so it's no surprise to anybody. And you'd rather buy those that sell off on many companies that been around here. You guys read that, been around your whole life, and that are good. Non-farm payroll is a jobs report. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for explaining that to me. And there you go. Let's look at crypto real quick again. Bitcoin at 91. Like I said, let's just make sure it's holding at 20. It should be right now. What the heck did I just hit? Hold on. I just messed up something. Anyway, here we go. Let me see. Yeah, it's still hitting that 20 and bounced right back off of it. It should curl right off of it, guys. I'm telling you, Ethereum looks pretty good right there to do the same thing. So they do look pretty good for crypto and everything else. That's what the news looks like. Let me see what's going on over here. If anything's trending that we missed, let me take a quick look. We're going to halftime. It's 17-13. The Hurricanes are beating Old Miss right there in our VRBO Fiesta Bowl, so you guys can go and enjoy the rest of that game when we wrap this up real quick. And let me see what's trending over here on StockTwits right now. So let me see what's happening over here. Open Door Rocket Mortgage. There you go. Zach ONDS flying up there as well. That's cruising along, looking really good and moving along. Yep, that's up there. CRMD way down. What is that? That's car medics or something. Not sure what that is. ACON. Not sure what's that. A Clarion. We've looked at this before. Wow, that thing got cruising there today. We saw Fly X and Dell was down. ARDX. I know this company. I've traded this one a bunch of times. ARDX right here. And let's see, what's this thing? Oh, wow, that thing blasted off there. It's a biotech company, and there you go with them guys right there. And that walk, what was that doing? That was a recent reverse splitter not too long ago. And that's that doesn't look too bad right there. China small cap for WOK. And let me see anything else going on that grabs my time. What's Holo been up to? I haven't looked at that in months. We haven't looked at Holo forever. What's that been doing? That's just down there hanging out, not doing too much. Could be setting up right there for good old Holo. I haven't looked at MicroCloud hologram in a little while, but it's not looking too bad right there. Does the SPY touch the 20 or in the after hours tomorrow there, Sam? Is that what your question is right here? And let's see, all the way down there. I'm telling you, Sam, it's such a coin flip. I mean, look at it. Your trend line right here wants to make it go up. And at the same time, your Qs, I think, have a better chance of dipping down hard. So we'll see tomorrow morning how this market reacts to everything. You got two things. You got your jobs coming out, your jobs reports coming out, obviously. And then you have the potential tariff ruling there. So two major events happening that obviously can trigger Wall Street and the market to go any which way. That's what it looks like. I mean, you can't exactly tell what the heck it wants to do. Maybe we'll get a better idea early in the morning there, Sam. I wish I could actually tell you, yeah, it definitely wants to go like this. I mean, you could tell the Qs wanted to go down today. That's for sure. That SPY, that's just a sitting there. That's a coin flipper right there. And like I said, the Qs have a better shot of pulling back here. You can see they're hitting the 20 already. They could pull back to that 50 and trend line right there at about 616 area and then rocket right off of that. But I'm not even guaranteeing that. Like I said, it's so hard to tell. They could dip down all the way down to here tomorrow. Who the hell knows? Who the heck knows what's going to happen with the Supreme Court tariff decision? I don't even know what the outcomes could be. I'll have to go on ChatGPT. Let's see. Hold on. Let me give me 1 second. I'll go on here real quick. Let me make a new chat here. Tomorrow, Supreme Court, ready? Supreme Court ruling on tariffs. How will it affect the stock market for each way, for each decision that can be made? Here we go. Let me hit this. See what it tells me over here. We'll look at it real quick, and then we'll wrap up our night. You guys can go enjoy the college football game. Here it says right here, here's a clear market. I mean, it's going to be a lot of stuff, so I'll try to go through it real quick. Hold on. Let me see how much it's spitting out here. All right, ready? Let me try to read this to you. Here's a clear market focused breakdown on how a U.S. Supreme Court ruling on tariffs, like the current case over Trump's emergency tariff powers, could affect the stock market based on each possible outcome. So here we go. Everyone ready? Supreme Court rules tariffs are illegal. So let's see what happens if they strike down on them. This is currently seen as the most likely outcome by market predictions. I didn't even look at that, but we'll have to go over there and check that out when we're done this conversation. So Supreme Court rules tariffs illegal. So that's the most likely thing they're saying. Immediate equity market reaction. Let's see. Stocks could initially rally, especially companies hurt by tariffs, retailers, electronics, consumer goods, as import costs fall. Retailers like Costco, Walmart, Home Depot, Target, and import-heavy tech firms could benefit. So small cap cynical stocks might outperform due to a relief rally. And then sectors likely helped are retail and consumer, tech and electronics, and the transportation and shipping like UPS and FedEx. I guess that's why they were all flying up there today, I'm guessing. Um, let's see, the broader markets like the VIX may spike right there, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Obviously, Treasury yields may rise. And let's see, government refunds, potentially 150 to 200 billion dollars or more could strain fiscal outlook and raise bond market pressure. That would be crazy. I'm telling you, if they tell us to give back 150 to 200 billion dollars, that would be insane. Possible long-term decoupling. Even if tariffs are struck down, the administration could impose other tariffs under different authorities. So I think they're looking at that. Now let's look at the Supreme Court upholds the tariff decision right here, legal, and they stay in place. Let's see. Immediate equity reaction right here is the risk assets could sell off as tariff uncertainty continues and protectionism stays in place. Important import dependent stocks may fall because tariffs remain a cost headwind. Sector impacts right here. Industrials and materials could benefit modestly if tariffs protect domestic producers, and consumer and tech possibly drag as import costs stay elevated. Broader market effects, volatility can spike due to policy unpredictability, and treasuries may rally. And let's see, ongoing tariff regime could keep inflation expectations elevated in certain good categories. So bottom line, upholding the tariffs likely dampens investor sentiment, pressures import heavy names, and boosts protective sectors. Overall, a negative risk signal for the broad equity indices. So it looks like the market wants the court to strike down on them, and the market's going to rip up even more. That's what it looks like to me. It's saying. And then let's see if there's actually a mixed or partial ruling here. So the court could strike down some tariffs, but uphold others, rule some parts of the emergency authority unlawful, but allow limited tariffs under certain conditions. The market effects. The outcome could boost specific sectors while keeping broader policy uncertainly high. Holy cow, my eyes are starting to hurt from reading. Hold on, I got to bring this over here. Importers of goods in struck down categories. I don't know what that just said. And let me see. The bottom line, partially removed tariff costs, help targeted groups, but uncertainty persists, meaning volatility stays. And then let's see something else. Key risks and cross market impacts, the volatility, bond yields, trading and position consideration, hedging option straddles. No, we're not looking at all that stuff. Tariff struck down, likely bullish for. So the summary, let's get to that. That's what we need. Holy cow. Likely bullish for if the tariff struck down, likely bullish for import sensitive stocks, but as volatility and fiscal pressures, if they're upheld, bearish or cautious market tone protects certain domestic sectors, but hurts broader risk assets, and a mixed outcome, uneven market reaction, and continued uncertainty. Would you like sector by sector breakdown? Then thank you right now there, Chat GPT. So how you like that there, guys? And two you found were a bottom right, double bottom. You said Michael Anthony, but there you go, Sam and everybody else. So that is how the it looks like the market kind of wants the Supreme Court to rule down on this bad boy. It looks like to me. And take away. I don't understand why, but I guess that would be good. That does explain why, so I guess I can somewhat understand it. But anyway, that's what's in store for tomorrow. It looks like it's going to be crazy, and then they're going to come out, the administration, and try to do something if they strike down and have some other angle to do it. So it's going to get wild there. So we'll be looking at things at 7 a.m. You know that. For pre-market, we always do Monday through Friday. And then we do this show every Sunday night through Thursday night at 8 p.m. Michael Anthony, you know that. You're always hanging out at nighttime, but not in the morning. It's too early for Michael Anthony, I think. And but not many of you. A lot of you guys are on like Doge Mama 9. And of course, Laptop Travel. I don't think Laptop Travel even sleeps, to be honest with you. Sam's always on. Sam, you're almost home there. That's an hour, 35 minutes for you hanging out there. So I hope you're almost home and enjoying the show. And let's see, I know Zach was tuning in and hanging out. And of course, your Rocket Mortgage, I added right back to the list for you there, Zach. It's going to be up there tomorrow, of course, looking pretty good. Deleted, you have a great evening. Thank you for asking about LID, even though it was which one, LDI, you were asking about. And that is looking really good tomorrow. It's already up. But I'll tell you which one's looking good too. LIDR right there. And that's at AI. That's what it's called. And that's looking good too there, Deleted. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. And Doge Mama 9 and Larry. And who else was on here? I know Janica was hanging out as well. I hope you have a good evening, Janica. And Robin and everybody else that's tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. So thank you very much. And 6 minutes. Look at that, Sam. That's money right there. Cheers to that. I hope it time went by real quick for you. You were just cruising along, listening, and acting like you're just having a conversation. I'll tell you what, that's the greatest when you're just sitting there. If you're on the phone or something, talking to somebody on speakerphone while you're driving, you have like an hour drive, and the next thing you know, you're like 20 minutes from your house. You're like, damn, that was so quick. You don't even realize it. You're like, was I even paying attention to anything on the road? Clearly you are, but it just goes by because you're just, talking and not really worrying about the time, obviously. So that is the greatest there, Sam. So glad we could help you out with that one. And what about EHTH? What the heck is that? Look at all the soda stocks. I'll take a look at them when we hop off of here. But what the heck is EHTH? I don't even know what that is. eHealth. I'm not sure what that even is. That looks like it's could go either. It looks like it's dipping down right there, Michael Anthony. I'd have to look at that. I'll take a look at some of the soda stocks, obviously. We did look at Pepsi earlier. It was up a little bit there today. It's been taking a nice dip, and we'll see what it wants to do. It's coming out of the basement, so looking a little better. And there you go, everybody. So go enjoy that college football game. It's at the halftime, like I said, and there'll be a game tomorrow night too. But you guys can go enjoy whoever's playing tonight. I totally forget. Ole Miss and who is it? Miami. What the heck? Who was even playing? It's the Hurricanes, right? Miami Hurricanes and somebody, I forget. Miami Hurricanes, Ole Miss, and it's 17-13. It's at halftime, and it's the VRBO Fiesta Bowl right there. So you guys can go check that out. I'll check them out, Michael Anthony, and all the soda stocks. What is it? AMN. I'll check it out when I hop off of here. And there you go, everybody. So go enjoy the rest of your evening. Be sure to tune in the morning because it's going to be a crazy market. You guys already know that. Crypto's looking pretty decent to try to bounce back up overnight and into tomorrow. And then, of course, we have a jobs report and the almighty Supreme Court ruling on tariffs, and that's going to be a wild one. So we'll be trying to figure out what's going to be popping. It looks like the home sector is going to be popping there. Nuclear stocks are looking good. Cannabis stocks aren't looking bad this evening. So there you are. Michael Anthony's threatening me here, guys. I have to look at AMN. I was going to let you guys go, but I can't. AMN Healthcare right here. And that was dipping down as well. And I'll tell you which healthcare. Yeah, that one's actually kind of pulling back there, Michael Anthony. Check out this one if you're getting into the healthcare. Look at Oscar right here. This one looks pretty good, Michael Anthony. It was looking great today. Still, look at it. Went up $1.10 in the after hours. That one looks good. And UNH right there looking pretty good for both of them. And MOH. So there you go. That one was flying up and looks like it's going to continue there tomorrow. So there you go. And Buddha, well, you can check out Buddha. It's a new one. I can't really do anything with a new one because it doesn't give me any kind of chart or anything to look at. I can go off of candles after a few days, but it is a new one. If anybody wants to check out this beverage, non-alcohol Buddha juice right there, and if you want to go try out Buddha juice, it's now out debuting following a 20 million IPO. Pricing sparked at 33%. And let's see, what did it get up to right here? What was its high? Its high was 12, and it opened up at 12, and now it's down at 8.11 right there. So there you go. It's your new Buddha juice, everybody, and Michael Anthony. So there you go. We'll wrap it up on some Buddha juice, that's for sure. and we'll resume tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We'll see what the market's doing. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out and follow along on YouTube, Instagram, and all that good stuff, and X and everything else. And I'll see you guys in the morning. So have a good night. Enjoy that college football game, and I'll see you at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.